All right, guys. Well, welcome to tonight's training. We're going to go ahead and show you guys the power of creating residual income and the power of getting your 2 and free subscription, right? So before we get started, what I want to show you is why we invite. Why do we get paid a residual income, right? Why does that happen? Well, first I'm going to start off by showing you that Coca-Cola spends a crazy amount of money for something called customer acquisition. And when we refer somebody to the platform, when we get somebody started on the platform, well, what we did was do the same thing that Coca-Cola spends money on. The company, our company, is spending it on us. They're saying, hey, instead of us spending money on ads and TV advertising, why don't you go help us find some people that need this and we'll pay you instead? So I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather the company pay me for helping people than pay a magazine ad, than pay Facebook ads. They could do that. They can drop all of the money that they pay residually to our teams. They could drop that on advertising and probably get as much, if not more, customers faster, right? But it's a different heart behind the company. The owner of this company said, I want to help people earn as they learn. So if you just want 2 and free, so you don't have that monthly tuition, right? You want a scholarship program, that's fine. We don't push for you to have to do more than that. But if you want a residual income, I want you to know the power of it, right? And I want everybody that's watching this to know there's an important reason why they pay us, and it's a good thing, right? So check out this statistic real quick. So here's the deal. In 2008, Coca-Cola spent a whopping $5.8 billion on advertising, dwarfing its rival Pepsi Cola by nearly $2 billion. So that means Pepsi Cola spent $3 billion, okay, on advertising. Now, I want to put this into perspective real quick. Right now, our company, it averages, but let's say our company has 150,000 customers, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm not even gonna use Coca-Cola's $5.8 billion. That's crazy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use Pepsi-Cola's, I guess it would be 3.8 because it was $2 billion less than Coca-Cola. So let's say 3.8, let's use Coca-Cola's advertising money. So that's 3.8 billion. All right, so I got now, that's 3.8 million. Let's put another 3 zeros. Sheesh, 380 million. My calculator won't even let me put 3.8 billion. I'm a zero short. Anybody have a calculator that can do 3.8 million? Let me see if my computer can do it. $3.8. Oh, here we go. My computer can do it. All right, let me share this with you guys. Let me see if it'll let me. Ah, you guys see that, right? So let's make sure we got the right number. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 300 and wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 3,800,000, right? Let's add one more 0. So now that's 3,800,000. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's actually 38 million. One more, this is a big number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 100,000. That's the million. So this is actually 380 million. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's hundreds of thousands. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3. So that's 800. Okay. So this is $3.8 billion. Does everybody agree to that? Does anybody disagree that this is $3.8 billion? Right? Am I right? Somebody tell me if I'm right. I just want one person to say, Steve, you're right, because math wasn't my best subject. But I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's hundreds of thousands. This is millions. This is hundreds of millions. And that's billions. All right, cool. Now check this out. Let's divide that by the number of customers that are in I Am Academy, which is 150,000, right? Give or take. That means that if we were, so we want to go to $1 billion, right? We want to go to $1 billion. If every single, for this 3.8 billion, you know, just giving you random numbers to think about, right? If we had the income of Coca-Cola or Pepsi Cola, and that was what was getting paid out in advertising, every single person in the company can make 25 grand a year additional on top of the fact of whatever they make trading, right? How many of you guys would like to bring in an additional $25,000 a year? The company will pay you for that. Since I've been here, the company's paid every single Friday, right? Now, check this out. Check this out. This is what's crazy. Let's see something. So we have 150,000 students, but on average, only 20% actually want to talk to people. So that actually means that 120,000 are here. They just want to trade. Nothing wrong with that. They never get IBO. Maybe they go 2 and free, but that's it. So what that would mean is that now we have only 30,000 people out of 150,000 to actually split this money with, right? So the number would actually be closer to $100,000. Right, so we get to the cap of like of spending what Pepsi Cola spends. Just to give you a number, right? Everybody that wants to build this is a minimum of $100,000 earner, right? Like that's how powerful it is. Again, results not typical or guaranteed. Is everyone here working both sides of the business? Most people on this call are, but only about 20% of the company is, right? On my team, it ends up being about 30% of people that actually, you know, take effort and want to go do it, right? But a lot of people just want to trade. And the beauty of this company is that even traders can make money here. But tonight, what I want you to understand is there's potentially a limitless income. You know, the company has 150,000 students right now, but the company wants to get to 1 million, right? And their goal is to be more than halfway there by the end of the year. The goal right now, guys, is to add 100,000 students in the next 30 days. Do you want to be a part of that, right? So as we're looking at the global situation right now and how the world is and pandemics and layoffs and all this stuff, literally they just reported earlier this morning record numbers of layoffs. Now, I don't say that to scare you. I say that to say that that's what the absolute truth is. So number one, this is the exact time for you to get in business right now. Right now, people are looking for something to give them hope. Look at that, 3.28 million jobless claims. Those are only the people that are claiming right now, right? There are people that are like on the brink of layoffs that it just hasn't happened yet. So people right now need something and you have it, right? So you're like the doctor. So number one, understand this. A company's going to spend money on customer acquisition anyways. Our company says, I'll spend it on you. Instead of TV, radio, you know, newspapers, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, I'll pay you, Louisa. I'll pay you, John Henry. I'll pay you, Jonathan. I'll pay you, Caleb, right? That's all that's going on. And I want you to understand that, especially if you're here and sometimes you get a little fear. Am I doing the right thing? I don't want to sell to my people. What will they think? Listen, at the end of the day, somebody's going to get paid to acquire a customer. Why not you? At the end of the day, somehow your friends, family, social media influence, they're going to find out about I Am Academy. The question is, are you going to get paid for it or not, right? So these companies are spending billions and billions of dollars, right? And we've already shown the math. At a minimum, you know, everybody in the company can make, you know, 25 grand at a minimum. But since not everybody's going to do it, at a minimum, you could be paid 6 figures and the company would be like, awesome, keep getting more people and we'll pay you more. You understand how crazy that is? There's a limitless income. If you go get more, people, they're going to just keep paying you more, right? And so, you know, I mean, you can look up online, David Monetier, his bonus checks every month are 6 figures, right? Results not typical or guaranteed, but, you know, somebody does it. We have David Monetier making 500 grand a month plus bonuses. We got Jason Brown and Matt Rosa, partners as one unit, making 500 grand plus bonuses, right? It's done. That's 6 million a year. And as soon as somebody hits it, it's already there. But as soon as somebody hits it, there's a $750,000 a month position and $1 million position. It's already there, but what they don't put it on there, because then people say, oh, nobody's hit it yet. They're lying. And then they, you know, start writing stuff. So on our compensation, it only goes up to 500 grand, but there's already a 750 position ready. Matt Rose and Jason Brown are working to smack it, and then it'll be in our compensation. Same thing with David Monetier. David Monetier's goal, and it's been his goal for years, even before he started with IM, was to hit 1 million, right? Long stories I can talk about. But here's the point, guys. Somebody's going to get paid. Why not you? We're helping people. Why not help them? Okay, so I wanted to start off with this concept because I really want you to believe in the goodness of what we're doing. You see, if you sign somebody up, right, you get somebody started, they go out and help 12 people. They live in El Salvador. They live in Colombia. They live in Mexico. They live in Spain right now. They live anywhere. $600 a month extra will bless their life. $500 a month trading will bless their life. Guys, I have people that have made, you know, again, results not typical or guaranteed. I'm not telling you you're going to be a millionaire overnight, you know, but here's the point. I got people that have made tens and tens of thousands of dollars trading in my organization. In Mike's organization, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars trading. So the point is, we're going to help people, whether they want to market or just trade or do both. And here's the worst case scenario. You guys want to hear the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario for a person getting started with us is they will be educated. And they will probably believe in themselves more. And they'll actually feel like they belong to something, right? Because we know that society right now is pretty screwed up and negative. Why not help somebody be around something positive? That's just my take, right? If I help somebody, you know, change for the better, it was worth it, right? So guys, if you're with me so far, let's drop some 4s in the chat. If you guys are getting value from this, if you guys are on the same page with me, let's drop some 4s. I know I got deep with you guys, but that's just how I am. All right, and now we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of this conversation today. All right. Any questions on any of that, by the way? You guys got any questions, any doubts, any concerns you guys want to address? Drop it in the chat. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about how to get to and free. I want to keep this very, very simple for you guys. Okay. Don't make it complicated. Okay. The more complicated you make it, the worse it is. Look, the day that you started here, there were people around you at that moment. Okay. Maybe not in person, but coworkers, family members, friends from church, friends from social stuff. Maybe you're on a baseball team, basketball team. Maybe you go to the boxing gym. Maybe you go to the regular gym, whatever. I want you to think social circle. The way that I started was, you know, I thought about who was immediately around me that potentially could get value from this. So the first thing you need to do is create a list. Write this down. First thing you need to do is create a list. Okay. Now I'm going to share with you how to create the easiest list. This is a list that Matt Rosa shared. And he recently shared it a little differently, but I'm going to share it the way that he originally did it because I thought it was powerful. And it's the 555 list. Okay. You could just make a list. It doesn't matter, but write it down or put it on a spreadsheet. I use Google Docs and I keep everything on a spreadsheet. But write a list down. You can go through your phone contacts is the easiest way you could do it. Start in A, finish in Z, and just write down people's names. Boom, 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 boom. I want to talk to this person, right? Now I'm going to give you the 555 list. The reason this is powerful is because it's small, short, and you can get it done quick and duplicate it quick. So here's the concept. All right, your first 5. I want you to think about the top 5 people in your life that if you got a flat tire at midnight, you would call them and they would actually come out and answer you, right? And now this is not mom and dad, okay? I want you to think about people that are actually your friends and won't judge you if you called them at midnight and had a flat tire, right? I want you to think about these type of people. For the ladies, you could think of this as like, girls, who would be the women that you would call if if you found out that your boyfriend was doing stuff he shouldn't be doing, right? Or your coworker is pissing you off and you need somebody to vent to, right? Make a 555 list of your closest people, right? And the first 5 is just 5 of those. Think of 5 close people that have had your back in the last, 1, 2, 3 years, okay? The next 5, I want you to think of people that maybe you're not so intimately close with, but you're cool enough with them that you could have a conversation and it's cool, right? So these are coworkers. These are somebody that you casually know from church or something else, right? These are your second cousins that you see them every once in a while at the, at the family get-togethers, all right? Think of, 5 people that maybe aren't the closest to you, right? But you wanna connect with them on, all right? And the last 5, I want you to think of 5 people from your social media, right? These are people that you don't know them that well in person, or you knew them a while ago, but now they moved to Alaska. Like I got somebody who moved to Sweden, like stuff like that. So think of some people from your social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, whatever you use. Some of you guys are on Snapchat. Now there's TikTok. Like think of 5 people on your social media. If you're not on social media, I do encourage you to get more active. Not necessarily for the random stuff, but just to create your social network. It's just healthy to do it. But if you don't have social media, the new way that Matt Rose is teaching this is think of 5 people who would be great customers. These are people that you think, you know what, they would love to trade. They would love to learn about making money through trading, right? And that's kind of how he put it. So the original 555 was closest flat tire friends, acquaintances, and 5 people from social media. Now he's revised that, and that last 5, instead of being 5 people from social media, he says 5 people that would be potential good customers, right? So that's an idea of a way to get 15 people to go contact. Here's the truth. If you're not an alien, if you're not a mutant, if you're not insane, if you're not scary, and you do it the way I tell you to do it, not a single person here would contact 15 people and not be platinum 150 or 2 and free. It's impossible. I'm telling you, unless you have very low rapport with people, okay? And that's just a personal thing you'd have to overcome. But for most people, if you truly did what I'm about to show you with 15 people, you would at minimum hit the first rank in the company, like at minimum, right? It's just law of statistics. I didn't talk to 15 people to recruit 3. Right? It's just impossibility, but you got to do it right. All right. And I'm going to get into how you do it. So a 555 list. Now, here's the trick. When you talk to somebody and they see the presentation, they show interest, but they don't get started, what you do is you write them down on a separate follow-up list. Even if they said it's not for me, hey, that's cool. Is it cool if we talk about it in 3 months? Is it cool if I follow up with you about it 3 months from now? Unless they say, no, don't ever talk to me about it again, which has never happened to me. Just follow up in 3 months and write down in your journal or in your spreadsheet, hey, this is my follow-up. I'm going to follow up and then follow up. Make sure that you guys have a good follow-up game. If anything has helped me in this business is following up. I got a call right after here with a guy that I've been following up with for this week, right? Jonathan says, hey, Steve, have you ever thought about going door to door to offer and learning the opportunity? And I think it's a good idea if you want to connect with people. Absolutely. Yeah, you can do it. Obviously not right now because of the quarantine stuff, but absolutely, you could do things like have booths at, I've done booths in like gyms. I've done booths in different places for my old company. It'll work here. You gotta maybe have like a little screen and maybe you could have like a banner behind you, or you could have like a checklist and walk around and talk to people. Hey, have you ever heard of Forex? Hey, hey, is it cool if I get back to you with some information? Try to get their name and number and email. Okay, so yeah, you could definitely cold prospect. How do you recommend going about Threeway calls with news person? Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna get there. All right. So guys, make a 555 list. When you contact the person, if they don't get started, you put that person in your follow-up list and then replace them. So if you replace them from your closest friends, put another name in there. If you replace them from your social media list, put somebody else in there. From your acquaintances, they're going on your follow-up list, you're taking them off. You never have 4 person. Now you just add a new name. So the idea is always be creating a new list, always be meeting new people. All right? We're going to talk to you right now. Let's go. Write this down. Write this down. PS3, because everybody wants to know, how do I talk to people? I'm going to tell you right now. PS3, this is how it works. PS3, so just like the video game console, okay, PlayStation 3, the PS3 system is what you need to do. Now, if you are ambitious, if you are self-confident, if you have ever done a business like this before, or any kind of sales or any kind of anything, your intuition is going to be to change one of these steps. Your intuition is going to be to skip a step or to create your own and throw something in the system out. The problem is, if you don't follow this to the T, you are going to burn contacts. Okay? I don't want you to burn contacts. See, if you come to me and you say, Steve, I've talked to 100 people and nobody says yes, I know that you're not following this. I know it because it's impossible. Okay? I will tell you, cold contacting on social media of people you don't know changes your statistics. If you're not a P150 yet, you should not be in the cold market. Shoot, if you're not a P600, you should not be in the cold market. You should be in a warm market. You should be in the people that you know best, right? So here we go. PS3. The letter P, all right, stands for peak interest. Peak interest, all right? Here is probably the number one issue that people have in this business, all right? When they first get started, especially. Let me see what's going on there. 1 second. There it is. So the P stands for peak interest, okay? Now here's what's important, is that when you're peaking interest, I want you to picture, write this down. You are a movie trailer, but you're not the movie. What I mean by that is, imagine in the commercial that they have for a movie like the Avengers, they told you how the beginning, middle, and end of the movie was going to be. Would you ever watch that movie? Would you ever go to the movie theater? I want you to type a yes or a no. If a movie gave you in the trailer the entire movie and the ending, would you ever go watch it? Type it in the chat right now. Would you watch a movie that you knew the ending to because of the trailer? Right? 90% of people are not going to go watch that movie. Right? They already know. In fact, when the Avengers came out, there was even fake spoilers and all this weird stuff, right? So here's the deal. Why are you spoiling the movie before a person watches the presentation? Why are you spoiling the movie before the webinar is done by your leaders, P600s, P1000s, right? Chairman, right? Why are you ruining the movie, right? Typically, when you share a video or you jump on a webinar, what you're doing is you're entrusting somebody who's communicated the information effectively in the past to do it, right? So the same way, you know, and I want you to think about this. You're talking to somebody about your favorite movie that just came out, Star Wars, Avengers, romance movies, romantic comedies, whatever. The last thing that you would ever do is tell them the ending. That's the last thing you would do. They would be pissed off, right? So keep that same principle. When you first talk to people, you are piquing their interest. What does that mean? Give them enough to make them curious, but then take it away. Hey, listen, there's a project that I'm working on. I'm super excited about it, especially in these times. You know, at 8 o'clock tomorrow, are you free? Yeah. Okay, cool. Listen, this guy is teaching me some crazy stuff. It's powerful. He's actually doing a webinar tomorrow at 8. Could you get on it if I sent you the information? Yeah, sure. All right, awesome. I'm going to message you with the information. Make sure that you're on there. I'm going to let him know that you're going to be on there. So maybe we can connect with him afterwards. This guy's very busy. He's super productive. He's super successful, but he'll give you some time. So make sure you're on there. Okay, cool. Boom. So what you want to do is pique their interest. Hey, have you ever made money off your cell phone? Hey, have you ever, heard of this Forex trading thing that's going on? Hey, have you ever, thought about making money from home? Or, hey, are you open to other streams of income? Hey, there's something that I'm launching right now. There's a project I'm launching right now. I think, I would love for you to be a part of it if you think it's a good fit for you. Are you open tomorrow at 8 o'clock? So the idea is come up with what you feel comfortable saying, but say less. Don't talk about Forex, 5.3 trillion, 235 to get started, residual income, you're going to make six figures, we're going to be millionaires, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, the bubble, the stocks, Dow Jones, 120%, 20%, 32%. Like some of you guys, and I know because it's hard. It's like the first time you ever share with somebody, you're excited and you're also nervous and you're like, and then you just vomit. Okay? So you don't say all that. You have to have posture and belief. I believe, right? I have people on my platform making millions of dollars. I got to believe in it, right? When you talk to people, you haven't hit those ranks or that money yet, but it's already done. Therefore, it's real, right? Hey, listen, there's a major project that I'm working on, and I want to share it with you. Do you have some availability tomorrow at 8? So going back to Luisa's question, right? She said, how do I talk to people when I don't know a lot? That's exactly it. You don't talk to people about everything. You make them curious. You try to reel them in by inviting them. That all you're doing is inviting. You just got to get good at inviting. Inviting to what? There was a 7 p.m. webinar, and there's going to be a 10 p.m. webinar tonight that I'm going to do. Get good at inviting people to these webinars. That's all you really got to do. Okay? You don't have to explain Forex. In fact, you're not supposed to. All right? Does that make sense? So pique their interest. All right? Use a catchphrase. Hey, have you seen the markets, man? Yeah, everybody's losing money, man. But you know what? I found a way that even though the markets are dropping, I can make money while the market goes up. Oh, yeah. I mean, how would you do that? You know what's crazy? There's actually some information tomorrow. The guy that's teaching me is actually gonna do a webinar at 7 o'clock. Are you available at 7? I'll be getting off of work. You know what? He's also doing one at 10. If I send you the information, would you be able to get on that? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Boom. Done. Oh, and then they try to ask you. So like if you're at work, which many people aren't at work right now, but if you were at work, oh, but tell me more, like, hey, I got to get back to this email, right? Which, goes back to his principle, Matt Rosa and Jason Brown say, be in a rush. Oh, I got to get back to this email right now. Hey, I got to get back to my office, the boss, but I'll send you that information. All right, peace. And then you leave, right? On the phone. Before you even start the conversation, hey, listen, I'm about to get on a webinar right now that I'm doing, but listen, I wanted to call you real quick because it's actually a project I'm working on and I want to get your input on it, or, hey, there's a project I'm about to launch and, I want you to hear about it because, if there's anybody you think that may be interested in this, I want you to refer me people. So, can you get on this at 10 o'clock? I really need you to see what we're doing because you're a close friend of mine. And I want you to at least be able to maybe send people my way. Yeah, of course. All right, cool. Boom, 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 boom. You don't know how many sales I've done in my life because of asking for referrals got me in the door, right? I picked up the phone. Hey, and this was in my insurance business, especially. Hey, listen, I'm in a new business. This is how I'm providing for my family. I need your help. Sure. What can I do? Well, actually, the reason I'm calling you is because, like I said, I'm launching a new business and I really need some referrals. So I want to show you something and then maybe you could refer me some people. Well, I don't know what it is, but I'd have to see it. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm calling you. Listen, and I would literally just set the time and boom. So ask for referrals. Tell them you're launching a business. You want to invite them. You feel that they're your close friend. You want them to see something, right? So pique their interest. Never that I talk about a $5.3 trillion market and the percentages and the income and the this and the that. None of that. Pique their interest. Keep it simple, super simple, right? So pique their interest. Don't sell. This is not the point, and I want you to write this down. Don't sell. The minute that you find yourself in a situation where you're talking and you're like repeating the things that I or your leader says on the webinars, you've already gone too far. Stop and say, you know what? I don't want to confuse you. I actually am just learning. I don't want to give you the wrong information. Boom. Just make sure that you're on there tomorrow and then pass it on. Like, it's okay. You guys, most of you guys here, if you're not even a P150, you're just starting. It's okay to say, I don't know enough. I want you to watch the webinar. All right. So pique their interest. Don't sell, right? Less is more. Be the movie trailer, not the movie. All right. Now, the second thing is this. All right. You want to plug them into the system. Okay. All right. Or you could say share a tool. All right. Now, what is the system? This one was really hard for me because I came from a company where I had to always present to everybody, right? Everybody all the time. See, the beautiful thing about this, guys, is you don't have to present to anybody. In fact, you just got to get really good at what I just told you, right? Which was piquing interest, right? So what you want to do is get good at piquing their interest and then inviting them to watch a tool. What's a tool? For now, because there's no real in-person meetings, that's simply webinars and videos, right? We have pre-recorded videos of the presentation. And eventually, when we get back to events, you'll use the same formula for events. So you want to pique interest and then not present, not sell. And you want to invite them properly so that they watch a video or go on a webinar. Now, how do you do this? Very important. I want you to write this phrase down. If I would you. If I would you. So the human mind is used to things being, bargained for, right? There needs to be a transaction. And if you're always asking, most people are going to say no. But if you give, they'll most likely give to you. There was recently a homeless person at the 7-Eleven, and I remember when I went in there, I'm used to all kinds, I was raised in not the best neighborhoods, and even now that I live in downtown Miami, there's certain places where there's just a lot of different types of people. And so they ask me for money all the time and stuff. And depending on the person's situation, is how I make the differentiate who I give to or whatever. But there was a guy, he did not ask me for money. He simply saw me, smiled, and opened the door. And I could tell this guy was homeless, it was very apparent, right? But he didn't ask me for anything. You know what I did? I took out my wallet and I gave him some money. And it was because he gave, right? He opened the door and he smiled. He was courteous and he gave. And I said, hey, I'm going to give you this because not because you asked for anything, just because you're being very courteous and helpful and you're serving. I think that's an amazing trait. And he says, man, it goes a long way. And I said, it does. So here's what I want you to understand. I want you to tell them you're going to give them something, which you are, and they're going to give you something back. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to pique their interest, whatever catchphrase you want to use, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Then you're going to invite them by saying, if I sent you the information for the webinar, would you commit to getting on it? If I sent you the information for this webinar at 8 o'clock, would you be able to watch it? If I sent you this video, when would you watch it? And now what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I'm not saying I'm not giving it to you. Never just send people the links to the prospecting videos. Never just send people the links to the prospecting webinars. If I sent you this information, would you, be on it? Would you commit to that? So, if I would you, get them to commit to the time. So if it's a video, hey, if I sent you the video, when would you watch it? Oh, I'd watch it at 8. Okay, awesome. Listen, around 7:50, I'm going to hit you up. Make sure you're available to watch it, and then we'll go from there. Cool? Cool. All right, boom. Don't send them the video ahead of time. They won't watch it. Wait till 7:50, do a good job as following up, and at 7:50, contact that person again and say, hey, just want to make sure you're ready for the video. All right? Boom. Same thing with the webinar. Hey, if I sent you the information for the webinar, would you be able to get on at 8 o'clock? Yes. Now, for the webinars, I usually will send them the link ahead of time because I want them to actually create a Zoom profile and have everything set up before they actually get on there. Okay? So if I would you, that's the proper way to invite a person to watch a video. That's the proper way to invite a person to get on a three-way call. Now, I will also say this, all right? If you skip this step of using a tool and you just want to schedule a one-on-one presentation, I still want them to watch the video, all right? Unless this person is already like a big business person, that they're worth a lot of money or they're very skilled, they've done multi-level marketing before, whatever the case may be, right? They're a high-level person. I had to force myself to get away from doing one-on-one presentations over and over again because you burn yourself out. So what I would do is, if you just want to get right to the chase and do a call with a person, do this. Hey, are you available to get on? Or hey, they're interested. Da, 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 da. Awesome. Look, and I'll actually talk to you guys about this three-way call right now. What is a three-way call? Very important. So this is the 3 and 3-way call. All right. check this out. Hey, listen, my mentor, he's been trading for years. He's actually very, very good. He's actually mentoring people from all around the world, has hundreds or thousands, depending on who the person is. And he's very busy. But if I was able to get some time with him tomorrow, would you commit to getting on a call with him? Now, listen, he's very busy, so I don't want you to give me a time that maybe you couldn't make. What time could you definitely be on a call with him? Oh, well, 6:30. Awesome. All right, great, great, great. So here's the point. If there's a webinar coming, but this is a person that you just want to get on a call with, here's how you do it. Schedule them for a call, but right before the call, you can send them a video so that they watch it first, right? But you send it right before. So if the call's at 6:30, hit them up maybe 10 minutes ahead of time. Hey, you're gonna be ready for that call? Yeah, cool, cool. Oh, what you up to now? Oh, I'm actually just hanging out the house getting ready. Hey, listen, before we get on the call, he actually asked me for you to watch a video. So when you get on, you have a little idea of what's going on. And then boom, you still get on the call maybe a few minutes later because they finished watching the video. But here's what that just did. It made sure that they saw the information before they got on the call. If they see the information and they don't get on the call, they weren't the right type of person anyways, we move on. But if they get on the call, they already saw the presentation, that already qualifies them, right? And now, instead of going through everything that's already on the video, we can get into the deeper stuff. What are their deeper questions? What are their deeper concerns? How can we help them specifically rather than spending 30 minutes going over what Forex is, how the platform works? So if you're gonna go right into a three-way call, what I encourage you to do is plug in a video right before the three-way call so that when the three-way call happens, right, they already saw the information and now your leader can help you get started. All right, is this making sense? Any questions, drop them in the chat. So here's the system in its totality. You pique someone's interest, make them excited. Tell them that there's something cool going on that they have to know about. Don't say too much, just say enough and then pull away, be in a rush and don't talk anymore. Then invite them to the system or to a tool, right? By using the if I, would you method. If I was able to get you on this call with this mentor, if I was able to get you on this exclusive webinar, if I was able to get you to this exclusive event, would you commit to making sure that you're there, right? And then finally, after they watch, oh, this is very important. After they watch a presentation, after they watch a video, okay, this is where it gets good. You have to get on a call with this person, okay, instantly, and get on a call with them with another leader. Now, this could be your upline leader. This could be another leader in the organization. Doesn't necessarily have to be the person that signed you up, okay? But you want to get on a three-way call with this person, all right? Especially if you're at the beginning, don't try to get on a call to, get them started on your own. Get a leader to help you get this thing done. And the way it works is this. You tell myself, you tell Tommy, you tell your nearest leader, whoever that leader is, and you get them to get on the call with you. All right. And then they're going to help you get that person started. Many people, they make a mistake, either talking too much at the beginning, not inviting correctly, or then they try to close people themselves and they wonder why things aren't going well. Right now, here's this concept I want to give you. Number one, before whoever gets on the call, talk highly of them. Okay. There's a concept that was shared with me called edification, right? Christians, we understand edification is a little different, but here what edification means is kind of boosting the person up, talking highly of them to the other person. Don't make this mistake. You have a potential trader get on a call. Your leader gets on the call and you go, hey, Steve, this is Tom. Very weird. The guy doesn't know me. I don't know the guy. I'm just a Joe Schmo, right? What you want to do is this. Introduce the call. So the call is happening, however it's happening, on the phone or on a Zoom. Hey, Bob, this is Steve that I was talking to you about. Hey, Steve, this is Bob. Bob's a great dude. I've known him for a bunch of years. And Bob, listen, let me tell you about Steve. He's been trading for several years. I look up to him. I've learned a lot from him. He actually has hundreds of traders around the world trading with him. He knows the program in and out. And his time is very valuable. But what I did was I made sure to get him on this call because he wanted to meet you and maybe, be able to help you any way possible, right? That's edification. Whenever you do a three-way call, talk highly of your leader, talk highly of Tommy, talk highly of Braden, talk highly of Caleb, right? So you want to talk highly of whoever's leading, talk highly of Amberly. You want to make sure that if you're doing a three-way call, you talk highly of your leader so the person understands that they're speaking to a person of authority, that they're speaking to a person that has value, and you're building rapport between them, right? And then now you're positioning your leader or whoever you're doing the three-way call with, you're positioning that person to be able to have influence. Does that make sense? Okay, so you want to make sure that you guys edify. All right, so that's PS3. Create a list, then make sure that you run through the PS3 effectively, okay? And get some coaching from whoever your mentor is, and we'd be more than glad to help you with that. All right. And the most important thing, guys, is launch. Okay. Right now we have two webinars that happen each and every single day, right? Monday through Friday. So make sure that you guys launch effectively and get people invited to these webinars. All right. And if you have any questions about any of this, please reach out to your mentors. Okay. And I will say this for some of you guys that have circles of influence, we need to do a launch call for you, So if you're really serious, so like if you're here and you say, Steve, I don't care about 2 and free. That doesn't call my attention. I don't care about P150. That doesn't call my attention. But I want to make at least an extra $1,000 a month. Then what we need to do is we need to do a launch call for you. And now this is how that works. Instead of us inviting to one of the general webinars, we're going to put a thermometer on and temperature gauge on when you think most of your people are going to be able to be together, maybe a Saturday at 4 p.m. And we're going to get all of your people on one massive call, and we're going to launch your business. So for instance, Louisa, we would be launching Louisa, your business, and this would be Louisa's launch call. We could even maybe make a graphic for it. And then it's like we're going to invite everybody to this one call, whether it's 5 people or 20 people or 100 people. And then we're going to be focused on the fact that we're launching Louisa's business in her city and that this is a big deal. And now we can make it a little bit more personal to the leader that's launching, and that the first 3 people are going to be most impacted because we're going to be able to build our organization around the first 3 people that get started. By the way, I've got the first person that ever signed up with me has almost 100 people under him. And he doesn't even build like that. He's built here and there, and he has potential. But if he ever wants to build, he has like 100 people there because he was the first one to get started. So what you want to do is get people excited to be the first ones to start, because now you're able to place people under them. If you guys aren't familiar with that, in this business, you could place people under people. So guys, I only have a few moments, but if anybody has any questions, I want to have some question and answer time. Drop it in the chat. Any questions on anything I spoke about. Also, any questions about maybe something you've had a challenge with. So have you tried some of this stuff and maybe, there's been things that haven't worked out as good as you've wanted, or you haven't been as smooth at it. If there's anything like that, please drop it in the chat right now. A couple of things I will go over. I encourage you guys to, number one, always self-develop. So you want to listen to positive audios that are helping and nourishing your mind and your mindset. You also want to, maybe listen to some sales guys like Grant Cardone is good. And we don't have to be as aggressive, but I want you to understand some key principles. And I also want you to understand something that Jason said on a call today. He says, we don't close people, we open them. So when you close sales in, the car business and the, real estate and all this stuff, you're closing the sale. Basically, you're done with the client. After the sale's over, everybody gets paid and goes home. But here, we're not closing, we're opening. What that means is you're opening the relationship. For close friends, you're going to actually open your relationship to a new level. With people you don't know, you're actually going to be opening friendships and relationships with those people. So I'm not telling you we're going to be sales animals. We're relationship openers, okay? All right, Cody says this. What do you do when you invite people to say a 7 p.m. up call, but when you go to set up a 3-way call after, they stop answering calls? Well, that just means that they weren't the right type of person, right? If somebody literally, you get them, first of all, make sure you're inviting correctly. Don't say too much. Don't overhype. Don't lie to them. If you invite them correctly, they watch the presentation and they don't respond, that automatically tells you is they're not for your business. They either don't see the value in it, it's not for them, they didn't understand and they're scared. They're just not high quality people, right? Because a high quality person would at least tell you, hey, I saw the information. It's not what I'm looking for right now. Thank you so much. And then you would say, cool, can I follow up? And then that's cool. If somebody stops answering your calls, that's probably not the type of person you want in your business anyways. Tommy says, what is the importance of setting up three-way calls as soon as possible? I already see the info. How fast should you set it up? The call should be set up even before they see the webinar. How about that? And this may even help you, Cody, as well. When you set them up to watch the webinar, tell them we're going to get on a call right after. Hey, there's a call scheduled with my mentor. And if you can get the person doing the presentation, that's cool too. Hey, there's a call right after we're going to do with my mentor. So as soon as the call's over, here's the Zoom link. We're going to get on this link. Boom. So it should be instant. Remember this. Every moment that passes, every hour that passes, that you do not get with a person that saw the presentation, that potential trader is getting colder and colder and further from ever getting started. So right away, all right? George says, read Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Great book. Awesome. Fortunes in the follow-up. Absolutely. Pre-schedule the call. Yes. Guys, if you could pre-schedule the call, that's great. Here's what I stopped doing, because I was doing this a lot previously, was just sending the videos. Hey, I would do it right. I'd pique their interest. If I sent you a video, would you watch it? Yes. When would you watch it? 6 p.m. Send them the video. Never hear from them again. So what I started doing was, hey, if I was able to share, put some time aside to connect with you on a video chat, when could you get on? Could you get on at 7? Boom, boom. Yes, yes, yes. Boom, boom, boom. Then I send the video. So I actually stopped just sending the video or stopped just putting people on webinars. And I started incorporating, if I sent them the video, there was a Zoom that we would do right after, or if I was gonna, so if it was a video, I do a Zoom right after, or if there was a webinar, I do a Zoom right after. Does the company have brochures or marketing materials that you can give to anyone interested? What they do have is the presentation. So there is a corporate presentation that all of you guys have in your IM Academy back office. If you don't have it, it's actually in the IM.center. If you don't have it, I can get it to you, but look for it. You'll find it. It's like in the first few things when you go on there. It's around your academies. I think it's like IBO Academy or something like that, tools, something like that. And you'll have that there. Now you can send that to get printed. Right now, the company does not print like professional stuff or whatever that you would have pamphlets for. There are some teams that do it. We don't necessarily do that at a corporate level because most people do it digitally. What you could do is have the presentation on your iPad and then scroll through if you were showing somebody. Tommy says, yes, use whytradingworks.com. Great video there. If you guys need videos with the presentation, let me know. But again, a video is okay. I prefer using the webinars right now at three-way calls. All right, guys, any other questions? I hope this was valuable. Most of you guys stayed on. Actually, all of you guys stayed on, so that was good. Any other questions, guys, before we wrap it up? Yes, I see your message. Absolutely. I will send that to you. So guys, thank you so much for being on this call tonight. Look, in 50 minutes, there's actually going to be a webinar. Guess who's doing the webinar? I'm doing the webinar, okay? Invite some people to that webinar. Let's get some people knowing the plan. Guys, our company is exploding. People need us right now more than ever. This is the time to go out and share this with the world.